Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is a game War in the Pacific Admins Edition. This is my play-by-email match against Xargun. Here is the commander of the Allied Forces. For me it is the Empire of Japan, and this is scenario 1 with no modification on game version 26B. We arrived already at the 29th December 41 and I take over Chinese city without not the fight. Problem is only now I'm responsible to hold the garrison there, and I'm just moving, so need some more time. A rowboat can pick up a small light cargo ship. Okay, nice to have. I mean, it's not wrong for me to do this, but yeah, these light cargo ships have no real purpose. There are much better ships soon available for the Allies to replace them. This AP is a better target. It's one of these Dutch APs. They are so-so, but there are not too many APs for the Allies at the beginning of the war, so reduce the numbers of transport ships the Allies can use is nice. It will hamper their movement at least. Recon and some outskirts in China. And today the Flying Tiger is showing up here. Not so good. Luckily this is long range cap and the efficiency is not always the best. And it looks like I survive this with not too many casualties. Could be much worse. But it's also let me know that Xargun is actively using his P-40s in China to try to trap my forces, and I must be a little more careful in the future. This unit is dying, but this is I think the HQ, so there's only support units. And the Flying Tigers are simply out of fuel and fatigue, so they cannot intercept more. Successful strikes against Clarkfield. Of ground support. So we have action, potential threat in China with the Flying Tigers. That is okay. I mean, it's normal. Allied player can always try to do this. Only the logistic network provided by the national Chinese government is of course a little weak, at least early on. And P40s have a service ranking of 3, so they are easily breaking down and not so simple to repair if they get damaged or have a maintenance request. Compared to Japanese airframes, they are always built on easy service. So Japanese fighters, at least early on, they are all service ranking 1. Most of the bombers are service ranking 1 or 2. So every simple logistic company can get these airframes back working, operational. So unluckily no sinking sound for this AP, so likely arrive in Brisbane damaged and out of action, but also maybe after some time ready to transfer more Allied troops. So, second Battle of Clarkfield, if I remember right. And victory. So, second Battle of Clarkfield, just at the end of the month, and I can take already the strongest position of the American Filipino forces in Luzon. That is good. And also no real casualties, only disabled units. Still I lose here 1 division more or less disabled, but the Allies have a full division destroyed and much more. You can see the amount of vehicles getting destroyed. So there's more or less all vehicle tanks, or the Allies have also a lot of motorized support, so this can be vehicles. But it's a positive outcome for the first month of the war. And I also achieve a victory here near Xargun. These units are now without any attack value left. And I also storm this dot base. This dot base itself is a crossroad. More important is about the high, there's a big resource mine. And I also win the battle south of Nanyang. The block force getting shattered. And then shows only bombardments. More bombardments. More. Taking up the base. Make a shock attack over the river in Pegu. Catching the British. I can inflict damage. Let's say this. A New Caledonian can hold. But he has no fort level. And the casualties are, for me, only disabled, and I have much more. It was only unlucky dice roll. You can see that my attack value broke down completely. Was the leader check was not successful. Can happen. But I would say maybe tomorrow. Manado, second battle, also successful. So the Dutch gave up. So a very successful land war day for Japan. Most important is that Clarkfield is already secured. But also there's more smaller victories around the map in China. course will improve my positions for the next months. But soon the Chinese will have the terrain in their favor, and easy victories are over. Good. So downside is I lost 8 airframes here today. A lot of Sonias getting killed, but Sonia is one of the airplanes I would say it's not under production. I don't care. I care always normally the twin engine bombers much more, but I also lost 4 of them, plus 1 scout or recon airplane. And yeah, 2 winded, 3 kill pilot. But army bomber pilots, easy to replace. Ship sunk. Only this AKL, this is nothing. The AP gets heavily damaged, but survive, okay. So is there any change or I mean, I take this dot base, that is fine. Problem is, it was more or less a empty victory for me because the resources or the mine is collapsing. So it makes no sense to repair any resources, or I get 5 out of 120. That is not so successful. But yeah, it's only resources, let's say this. A victory here, a victory there, everything is fine. 3 victories here in China, so 1, 2, 3 victories, but I cannot take the resources. Not everything is perfect. I take an empty base here. Clarkfield have only a base, and the base is completely okay. Only some slight damage from my bombardments before. But I don't really need Clarkfield. If you have Manila, I always work out of Manila. Now I will maybe rest 2-3 days to get my fatigue level down, because I'm here disrupted in fatigue, and maybe replace some of these disabled units to get attack value back. Now my attack value is down to 2888 from original 3500, 3600, so I lost roughly 600 attack value so far, but most is disabled or not destroyed. And the allies are now in a pocket. And yeah, the Battle of Bataan will be the final battle for Luzon. Everything else is under control. I will send some Navy Guard units to pick up here the source. I don't care too much. And I also must finish off this last American Filipino forces here. And then slowly taking over this last. Here 3-4 base forces and regiments or whatever. They're getting stronger over time if the allied player can get supplies to them. Without supplies, all attack value is empty. My army at Singapore is also forming up 2,200, so I have roughly double the attack value what the British would have maybe around, but this is double terrain, so this is also the minimum amount of attack value I need to enter the hex. So this is the smallest army can take Singapore realistically, I would say, if the allied player is not playing completely out of their mind. I arrived in Pegu. They are all retreating. My main forces are still on the way. These are all only support forces. The main heavy hitter is a little behind. We will see if we have a battle for Rangoon. There's a lot to gain and a lot to lose. This is a lot of refineries. Yeah, I mean, refineries are fuel and supplies. So have refineries is always good. Repair them is always a topic some people like to discuss. Repair oil and is maybe always more important than repair refineries. So the only battle was not working so well is Nomaya, but it's only that simply nothing happens. There was nothing really getting wrong. So maybe tomorrow. My carriers are already back in Luganville, so I can now refuel them because I have here AO, and the AO is this fuel. I mean, not completely full. Oh no, it's completely full. So this I can give more or less to my task force. So I can, I don't know even. I could make it simple and say disband task force. I think I can disband the task force and build a new task force. There's many ways. I don't know how I did it at that moment. Then you normally use the task, the gas or the fuel from the base. There's nothing here in the base, so you can also, I think, disband the task force and then simply refuel them here. And the best way is that you maybe first use your carriers and they refuel. Oh, it's also not working this way. Then I think the best way is that you, I don't know how I did it. I think I add them and add the AO. And then I say replenish by the, and this is also working. Then now the ship is empty. No capacity more. So all the fuel is more or less now transferred from the AO to the carriers. And this will make the carriers full, nearly full, 70%. It's of course not enough fuel, but it is some fuel and give me more operational range. Good. And nothing else. Okay, see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.